peeps, welcome back to another episode of 3-4 Thursday, where I share 3 things about something on Thursday. I'm your host, Gladdy from Heart Take the Wheel, your brand and business photographer. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 3 of my most used props in product photography. Now, of course, this will vary per photographer just based on their client base, based on what type of products they primarily shoot. So right now I've been shooting a lot of self-care type brands, health and wellness, and jewelry, some beauty in there as well. So with beauty, health and wellness type brands, these are the 3 props that I am currently using the most in my product photography. First, we have like bowl type containers, okay? These like heavy concrete marble type ones. These are cute little dishes. We typically put like salt in here, or bath salts, or I don't know, Himalayan salt, just like kind of food type things, or even for the like bath time self-care type stuff. We also have these little wooden bowls. These are super cute. They're kind of my favorite. And I like the different tones of wood, which is nice to get in a tiny little pack. There was actually 4 of them. I lost the 4th one. Because then you can mix and match just based on the brand, the aesthetic, the colors, the tone going on in the scene. Then we have a heavier kind of marble, crystal, whatever one this is, bowl that's just a bit bigger in case the scene calls for it. Just size is a big deal when choosing your props. So whether you need something taller, because maybe you're shooting a more vertical scene and this needs to be seen more, or maybe you're shooting a flat lay and a large book is in the frame, so this large bowl would work. Or if you're shooting something much smaller, then this will come in handy because it's a tinier thing. So it really depends on the size of what you're working with. Now moving on to number 2, and that would be dishes. Now that's, you would think bowls, but some of these bowls don't really count as dishes to me. So with dishes, I'm thinking of like a saucer and a teacup. We have a shallow bowl here and a little plate here. So these are used actually a lot, and I bought them strictly for prop purposes. I actually don't eat off these. So these are kind of small. I mean, they look large, but they're small if you were like a human eating food. And we like the large shallow bowls because then you can fit more in the scene and it makes it look like there's just so much more happening without having to use a lot of spacers. Also, these dishes right here are like for jewelry, or maybe even a little thing for food if you had like the right kind of thing, maybe some nuts or something, some chocolate. This would be cute for a little dessert, but a lot of jewelry fits on there. And yeah. And then of course, an all popular mug, right? You need a coffee mug for coffee because coffee is a huge prop. So there's the mug for coffee, tea, smoothies, whatever. And mason jars would also be part of the dishes category. And then last, we have coasters. Coasters are used a lot, even though you would think it's just for food, but I use them a lot in the self-care stuff as well. So we have a like black square one here for more contrast, high contrast, kind of bold brand, or if you just need something to stick out and be a little more dramatic. This is actually a chalkboard one, so we can kind of personalize it, which makes it used without needing it to be used as a coaster per se, but like more as a sign maybe. Then we have this. I've actually been blinding the camera. I just realized that, so apologies there. So this is a kind of gold top. It's a small coaster though, so I am on the lookout to find a replacement for these because it's really tiny, and most mugs or cups or anything like that won't actually fit properly on it. If you're shooting a vertical thing, you can kind of see it if you're shooting like 45 angle, but if you're shooting straight down, there's a good chance the mug is going to completely encompass this little coaster. So it's small. It's really small. I have an espresso, little glass espresso mug somewhere, and it's probably the only thing that's the right size in relation to this tiny little thing that works. So, but I am on the lookout for something a little bigger. And then we have this gourmet type coaster, which is super cute. Not just for mugs, which darling, but also for like candles. You could put a candle on here or a little dish with a little like leaf coming out of it or something. This one's really cute, especially kind of caters into more of that softer kind of aesthetic rather than something as stark or as glam as like these two would. And then this one is the most popular out of all of those options. This one's used the most. It's just got such neutrality to it that it can fit in almost every scene. It's got a marble little bit here and a wooden bit there. It's just subtle. It's not super square. Like, it's square obviously, but it's got the rounded corners, so it's not quite as bold as like a straight edge square would be. So it's a little soft in that way. The tones are soft. It's very neutral. It fits in everything. So this one is a highly used one. And then also, depending on the scene, you can rotate it to kind of get a different feel. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I will see you in the next one. Subscribe if you aren't already. Follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with all the up-to-date stuff, because that's where I post the most. And hit that bell if you don't want to miss anything. I'll see you in the next one.